I love SpongeBob. Don't you love SpongeBob? Everybody loves it. Who doesn't love them some motherfucking SpongeBob? I love SpongeBob so much that anytime that I say or I always reference the Sailor Mouth episode by throwing in a copyright-free dolphin sound effect. When I was growing up, I'd say, Adventure Time, huh? Hannah Montana, who? F down my face with that. I want to watch SpongeBob. That's literally what I would say. I was also fortunate enough at that time to be bestowed with one of the most extraordinary early 2000s games. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. This game won numerous awards, gained tons of critical praise, and even received a remake several years later. Battle for Bikini Bottom, probably even today, stands in the eyes of many as the greatest SpongeBob game ever created. I mean, honestly, look what it's competing against.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the whole sea?
Yeah, that is pretty annoying.
But I didn't say anything yet.
You don't need to.
Silence, you ignorant buffoons! Enough!
Yeah, not good. And of course, let me address the elephant in the room with Rehydrated. In my personal opinion, Rehydrated is a near-perfect copy of the original, with all the same mechanics, dialogue, gameplay, just with a fresh, bright, new coat of paint. And believe me, these updated graphics look awesome. I love how much more life they brought into the characters. Look at the dialogue cutscenes, they look f***ing amazing. I've heard that some people say that the gameplay style is a bit antiquated and that they should have put more effort into giving Rehydrated's gameplay a more modern-friendly change-up. And while I don't personally agree with that, I mean, I'm sure the gameplay is outdated, but that's never really been an issue for me. I do, however, agree that a bit more effort would have certainly been welcome for a few certain aspects of this game. I mean, for God's sakes, call Clancy Brown. The man's still kicking. He's still Mr. Krabs. Get him to record something, because this...
The only good robot is the one that's given me them shiny objects.
This is unacceptable. Also, what is this multiplayer, my guys? I mean, it's cool that you put it in and all. Like, I'll admit, the intention behind it is great, and it's really awesome you decided to add it in there, but... this thing sucks ass. It goes on for what feels like eons, fighting a ton of robots, constantly getting clobbered or falling to your death, and all of it with an extremely anticlimactic payoff. And on top of that, Mr. Krabs' walk sound effect is wrong. Listen to this. What even is that? That's not what Mr. Krabs' run sounds like. What do you have against Mr. Krabs? Why do you keep doing wrong by him? I'm gonna put the actual Mr. Krabs walking sound effect and tell me if it doesn't sound a lot better. Like, come on, you see what I mean? I don't understand. It's not even that hard, man. I was able to do it. Okay, now that the rant is over, let's move on to what the video is actually about. Jellyfish Fields is an area of the game introduced really early on. Thank Jesus for that. And when I say really early on, I mean it's literally the first region you step into outside of the main hub world of Bikini Bottom. The theme for this part of the game is likely the most adjacent in regards to the original source material, that being the actual SpongeBob show, than any of the other tracks that can be heard in this OST. It's better at portraying the show's personality as a collective whole, as opposed to a specific identity made for one of the show's varying side events. To be a bit clearer, here's an example of what I mean. One of the later sections of the game is Rock Bottom, and it features some dark, foreboding, and ominous music, and while this does a great job of portraying Rock Bottom, which I believe in the show was just a one-off episode, does it really match what you see here, for example? No, right? Now, if I were to do this, doesn't that represent what the show is a lot better? Even the theme that appears much earlier, the Bikini Bottom theme, doesn't quite match the show's vibe as perfectly as this one does. And I think a lot of that has to do with the instrumentation for Jellyfish Fields. The main melody is delivered via a ukulele. Well, actually, it's delivered via something referred to as a lap steel guitar, otherwise known as a Hawaiian guitar. A lot of the tracks from the original show featured this exact same instrument, as a matter of fact. But just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna pretend that it was played with a ukulele, since I don't have a Hawaiian guitar at the ready for this vid. And they actually use ukulele for some songs in the show as well. There's also the presence of some sort of wood sounder or wooden block instrument. I don't know, I'm just spitballing on this one. And it's very audible. I don't know how often they would use it on the show, if they used it at all, but what it really does for this track, it helps it really feel like a musical piece brought to you by Steven Hillenburg himself. This track has a whole number of great verses to it. It's almost hard to keep track of them all and what order they appear in. Sometimes I actually hum along to this and hum a whole other verse than the one that's actually supposed to play. But it's amazing how unique they can all sound from one another. I mean, they even have the King Jellyfish singing along to this. That's how you know this catchy.
I knew the King Jellyfish was big, but who knew he had such a beautiful voice?
One little minor nitpick I have about this song is the ending bit. You know how it goes. It goes and then you go in silence for a little bit and then it starts right back off at the beginning again. Personally, I feel like it might have been better if they composed it so that the song would loop back into the beginning seamlessly and not break the pace it had originally set up. Like, the song literally ends and then begins again mid-gameplay several times. Funny enough, there's 30-minute looping versions of this song you can find on YouTube that pull off exactly what I'm talking about here. Listen to this. See, now personally, I think that's a better way to loop the song in my opinion. I know that it sounds a little bit weird because you're used to the original version, and as I mentioned, this is really just a nitpick. I have no problem with the original way they ended the song. I actually like it a lot. It's a nice, cool, soft ending. But anyways, I haven't much more to say about this one, to be honest. I am genuinely enamored with the Jellyfish Fields song. I have been ever since I was a little kid, and I think that it totally deserves a 5 out of 5 Krabby Patties with jellyfish jelly. And now, if you'll excuse me, I am going to binge watch me some SpongeBob SquarePants today. And the next day. And the next day. And the next day. And the next day. And the next day.
Yeah, you told